Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Stephen R. Covey. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this isn't who I wanted to be? You wake up, scroll, rush to school or work, react to emails, survive the day, and repeat it tomorrow. You try your best, but it feels like you're not really growing. I used to think I just needed more motivation, more discipline, more luck. But the truth is, I needed a system, not a temporary boost, a long-term philosophy, something real. That's when I found this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It didn't just motivate me, it reprogrammed my thinking. These habits are more than good advice. They are principles, tested, timeless, and transformational. So if you're tired of being stuck, if you know deep inside that you're meant for more, stay with me, because these 7 habits will change the direction of your life, forever.
Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. And those choices lie our growth and our happiness. This habit is the foundation of everything. Most people don't realize how reactive they've become. Someone cuts them off in traffic, they explode. They get a bad grade or lose a job, they spiral. They blame the economy, their past, their boss, even their parents. But proactive people take responsibility. They don't say, I can't. They ask, how can I? When I started being proactive, I stopped saying things like, I don't have time. That's just the way I am. If only they would change. Instead, I started saying, I choose to make time. I can improve. I will lead, even when others don't. Covey teaches us to focus on our circle of influence, the things we can control. And the more we do, the larger that circle grows. So the first step? Own your thoughts. Own your actions. Stop reacting. Start leading. Begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. Imagine being on a ladder your whole life, climbing higher, chasing goals, only to realize the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. This habit invites us to define success before we chase it. Ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for? What kind of parent, friend, creator, leader do I want to become? What values will define my life? Covey suggests we write a personal mission statement, just like a great company would. Mine says, to inspire others to believe in their power, live with purpose, and grow beyond their fears. When I read it each morning, I don't just remember who I am, I remember who I want to become. Begin with the end in mind means that every day, every decision, every moment matters. You're not just living, you're designing your destiny. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Time is the most democratic resource. Everyone gets 24 hours. Yet some people move mountains, while others can't get out of bed. What's the difference? Priorities. Covey introduces the time management matrix, 4 quadrants. Urgent, important, crises, deadlines. Not urgent but important, planning, learning, health, relationships. Urgent but not important, distractions, other people's emergencies. Not urgent, not important, time wasters. Highly effective people live in quadrant 2, the quiet, calm space where growth happens. Working on your dreams before you're forced to. Exercising before the health scare. Learning before you need the skill. For me, this meant waking up an hour earlier to read and plan my day. Saying no to empty tasks that looked productive but weren't. Building habits that serve the person I want to be, not the person I've been. Discipline is not about control, it's about freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from regret. Put first things first, because what you focus on grows. Win-win is a frame of mind and heart that constantly seeks mutual benefit in all human interactions. We are raised in a scarcity mindset. If you win, I lose. There's not enough success, love, money, attention to go around. But this thinking creates fear, jealousy, and division. Covey introduces the abundance mentality, the belief that there's more than enough for everyone. Win-win means, in business, let's make deals where we both win, or we don't do it. In relationships, let's both feel respected, heard, and loved. In teams, let's celebrate your success, because your win doesn't threaten mine. It's not about compromise, it's about collaboration. When I started shifting to win-win thinking, I noticed my relationships improved. I attracted better opportunities. I stopped competing and started creating. What if, from now on, you walk into every room thinking, how can we both win? That one question could change your entire life. Empathic listening gets inside another person's frame of reference. You see the world the way they see the world. We've all been in arguments that go nowhere. Why? Because nobody's listening, they're just waiting to talk. But communication isn't about talking, it's about connection. And connection starts with listening. Covey calls this empathic listening. Not interrupting, not judging, not trying to fix, just understanding. When someone shares their fear, pain, or dream, don't give advice. Give presence. This habit changed my relationships completely. I realized I don't need to win arguments, I need to win hearts. And once people feel truly heard, they open up to your words. Empathy unlocks influence. So stop listening to respond, start listening to heal. Synergy is better than my way or your way. It's our way. Synergy is when two minds come together to create something neither could do alone. It's not just teamwork, it's transformational collaboration. Covey says synergy happens when we value differences, different backgrounds, different skills, different perspectives. When I stopped trying to control the outcome and started trusting the process, synergy happened. On projects, in teams, even in friendships, I let go of ego. And what came back was magic. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 anymore, it equals 10. Stop trying to be the smartest person in the room. Start building rooms where everyone brings a piece of genius. Synergy will take you further than ambition ever could. You can't be successful with other people if you haven't paid the price of success with yourself. Imagine a woodcutter chopping all day with a dull saw. He's exhausted, sweating, barely making progress. Someone says, "Why don't you stop and sharpen your saw?" He replies, "I can't, I'm too busy cutting." That's how most people live. Habit 7 is about renewal. Because if you don't take care of your health, mind, spirit, and emotions, you'll burn out. Covey divides self-renewal into 4 dimensions: physical, exercise; nutrition, sleep; mental, reading, studying, reflecting; emotional/social, relationships, gratitude, contribution; spiritual, purpose, prayer, meditation, nature. I started with small habits: 10 minutes of stretching, 15 minutes of journaling, a weekly walk in silence. And the difference was massive. Your energy is your power. Protect it, refuel it, sharpen it. Because the sharper your saw, the deeper your impact.
To live intentionally, to lead with purpose, to stop drifting so I can start designing. Here's what you've learned. Be proactive. You're not a victim. You are the author. Begin with the end in mind. Know what you're building before you start. Put first things first. If it matters, prioritize it. Think win-win. There's enough for everyone. Seek first to understand. Listen like a leader. Synergize. Unite instead of compete. Sharpen the saw. Self-care isn't selfish. It's strategic. If you live these habits, your life won't just be more productive. It will be more meaningful, more peaceful, more powerful. Let's be clear. This isn't a motivational video. It's an invitation.